Testing, 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 testing. Dead Space, 3, 2, 1. Hey, hello, everybody. My name is FLUTTERGABE22, and welcome to the 2025 Recap Livestream. And I'm just gonna wait until everybody shows up, and I could get started on explaining what was one of my best favorite things about 2025. We just marked 2021, and I'm so excited to see what the future holds, not just for my channel, but for those who have made me smile throughout the years. I just want to start to mention that one of my friends, 20% Cooler, will not be returning to YouTube anymore until 2028. Fortunately, I'll probably be like 26, 27 when he comes back. And yeah, it's gonna be a long wait. Another thing I want to also talk about is how my channel has surpassed 12,000, more than 12,000 subscribers, and I'm very grateful about it. I didn't think I will make it this far, and I hope I make it further in the future. And I never would have been without my fellow subscribers and newcomers to my channel. My channel, I will admit, I still regret deleting the old videos, and I was able to recover only a few of them, not all of them, unfortunately. If only I never would have listened to the Discord server of Puddles, they would have still been there, but of course, I never should have listened to him, but here I am. Another thing I also want to talk about is 11 years of Five Nights at Freddy's. Yeah, like we got a few things for Five Nights at Freddy's this year, like the collaboration with Dead by Daylight, and I actually enjoyed it. Sure, it was a mixed response among fans, but most agree that it was mostly positive. And although Springtrap, yeah, like he's a bit slow, but he's still an enjoyable character to play as or go against. I just hope in the future behavior like changes his like I want Springtrap to increase his speed a little bit. I want the developers of behavior to like change speed because he's a bit slow when you play as him. But regardless, he's still a good killer to play as or play against. So another thing I want to talk about is how the Five Nights at Freddy's Secret of the Mimic came out, which I have seen Dalko play it. I've seen Dalko play it, and it's a very neat game. Despite I heard there's some controversies with Secret of the Mimic, not just because of the origins of how Freddy's and all. Sorry about that. I was on Dead by Daylight right now. Secret of the Mimic, I heard like controversy. It's a bit of a controversy. I don't know. Most people like this. Some people thought it was probably a necessary game or something. But we needed to learn where the Mimic came from because while I did enjoy how the Mimic turned out and ruined, but he could have been built better. And you can't expect people to understand the Mimic by reading the books the main requirement, even though I have read the books. Not everybody reads Five Nights at Freddy's books. Not everybody. Maybe the graphic novels, but not the chapter books. So I don't really blame them. Another thing I want to address of why people had some mixed reactions to Secret of the Mimic is because it doesn't feel like a Five Nights at Freddy game. Sure, there was like Freddy themed stuff all around, including Chica from Chica's Party World, especially the original design that apparently Fiona created Chica. And Edwin Murray supposedly was gonna make a Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, but if you look through the mails, you'll see that William Afton took everything, not just all the schematics of Edwin's animatronics, but also future projects such as the Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, which was currently being tested by Edwin. And if you pay attention to the gameplay, you would understand that Edwin Murray created the original animatronics, but as prototypes, they weren't finished yet because apparently William Afton is prime suspect of everything that bad that happened to Edwin Murray. Yeah, William Afton like wanted to change the designs of the animatronics. Instead of the classics, he wanted the unwithered animatronics, which soon became the withered animatronics. So yeah, it was a pretty nice Easter egg, not an Easter egg, but another story of and Fredbear's Family Diner was mentioned in the game Secret of the Mimic. Another reason why some people didn't like Secret of the Mimic because people thought that like Steel Wool got some ideas from Poppy Playtime, like the distractions of like the cutouts and all, which I do understand. Like you could tell that, even I mentioned it was like, it looks like a Poppy Playtime, thing. I just want like another Five Nights at Freddy's game that's Five Nights at Freddy's mechanics, because I did like Security Breach, but like it was too bright and flashy for a horror game. It wasn't all that scary. I did like Help Wanted and Help Wanted 2 because of the nostalgia and how we finally got Five Nights at Freddy's mechanic games, like Survive Till 6 a.m. type stuff, which I really loved. Ruin, it was all right, but not a huge improvement from the normal Security Breach, because in Ruin the animatronics are not a big threat like how they were in the original Security Breach, Also because the stab bots are not in Ruin. I mean, they are, but they're not activated. They're all broken down. Well, apart from Mask Bot and all that. And it also solves the mystery that apparently Glitch Trap is the Mimic, but with digital codes, not just William Afton. Also, the Mimic can copy anything. It might have copied something that William Afton did. And may I suggest maybe the Missing Children incident? Who knows? Only time will tell when the next FNAF game releases from Steel Wool. I heard it's called Five Nights at Freddy's Abyss or something like that. I'm not fully sure. Anyway, we only got one game of Five Nights at Freddy's. Which just like in 2024, we only got Into the Pit, an official but based on one of the book type of game. Also, I was waiting for Joy of Creation remake to release this year, but unfortunately it was postponed according to Nixon on his Twitter account. I don't really go on Twitter, but I did see it through FNAF news from Jason and Johnny Blocks. Yeah, Johnny Blocks and the TNT Muffin. So yeah, another collaboration that I was not really expecting was a Five Nights at Freddy's Popeyes. Yeah, it was probably the most unexpected thing from this whole thing of collaborations this to promote Five Nights at Freddy's 2, which I'll get to that in a bit of the movie. The food, it was all right, but Yeah, nothing too special. I was hoping for a pizza collab because it's Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. It needed a pizza collab, you know, like Pizza Hut, Domino's, Me and Ed's, um, Little Caesars. Yeah, that could work too, but we didn't. Another collab I was not expecting, but I was so excited to grab, which I did manage to get two bottles of it plus the 12 can of soda, was the Fanta collaboration with Freddy Fazbear to promote the Freddy's 2 movie. And I did like it. Like, yeah, I'm a huge fan of orange Fanta, and putting one of my favorite franchises on my favorite soda, Fanta flavor, was peak. It was peak, man. Probably, I feel like the Fanta is my second favorite collab. I still think the number one favorite collab for FNAF this year, in my opinion, is the Dead by Daylight with Springtrap, which I think was pretty amazing, if you ask me. Um, Now on to Five Freddy's 2 movie. Now, if I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I felt myself enjoying Five Nights at Freddy's 2 a bit more than the first movie. However, let me tell you this. However, I was enjoying the movie in the first, let's say more than like about 50 minutes of into the movie. I was like, wow, I saw a few Easter eggs. Circus Circus Baby of all characters appeared in the movie. Like they even started making memes about it. Like that oversized clown isn't even part of the game. You know, that's a Wreck-It Ralph reference, but with a FNAF meme. You know, I was not expecting Circus Baby, and the way they designed her felt like she came out of the game, which was wow, surprising. I was not expecting that. Shadow Bonnie. Oh, sorry, there's some spoilers here. So if you haven't watched the movie, I recommend you get out of the stream or wait just a few minutes. Um, Shadow Bonnie also appears in the movie, but like it's like a blinking you'll miss it, you know. When Mike flashes a flashlight in the hallway, you see like a quick glimpse of Shadow Bonnie while he turns on the flashlight. He disappears. Like it's like a blink and you'll miss it, you know, type of Easter egg. And yeah, it was. Oh yeah, and how the original animatronics destroyed the toy animatronics in Mike's house. That's actually a reference to the Twisted Ones book or graphic novel, whichever one you guys read of the Twisted Ones. Because if you read the graphic novel, you will see the original animatronics destroying the Twisted Ones, which that was a really nice reference. Even people memed about it, saying that it's giving me vibes of 2015 of toy animatronics versus the originals. Yeah, it gave me those vibes, but it also gave me vibes of the Twisted Ones reference the most. Just like how in the previous movie, the first one, how the drawing of the yellow rabbit was a reference to the fourth closet because the kids thought that the yellow rabbit was their friend. But once Carlton in the story said that no, I'll prove it to you. He draws the yellow rabbit killing the kids, and that led the kids to turn against William Afton, you know, the yellow because he's the yellow rabbit. So that was a nice reference to the first movie. And I liked it how they made a reference in the second movie of one of the books. Because keep in mind, Scott said that the movies are going to have references based on mostly the games, but a few references based on the books. So keep that in mind. Um, Toy Chica as no wait, fuck. Megan Fox as Toy Chica. She did a good job, and but my local theater kept saying sit on me. I was like, what the heck? I was laughing so hard, bro. Like, I heard someone when Toy Chica was on the screen for the first time, I heard someone say, sit on me. My God, I was giggling when I heard that. I mean, you can't get me wrong. Like, Toy Chica is like a target in the dark side of the FNAF community. And yeah, I was probably a part of that too. MatPat as Toy Bonnie. As you can tell, he doesn't Toy Bonnie doesn't sound a bit like MatPat, but you know it's probably alterated because you know Toy Bonnie's an animatronic, so I don't know. Kellen Goff as Toy Freddy, he did a good job. His voice reminded me of Glamrock Freddy, but menacingly and deep. So yeah, um, and yeah, and I keep seeing people like try to buy the bootleg Freddy plush because in the movie, when Mike tells Abby, "Why don't you pick a toy from the price counter?" He grabs the Freddy plush. I saw that it's a bootleg, but then he presses the plushie's freaking stomach, and then it does the har meme inside the voice box thing, and it was a pretty nice reference to the meme. It was pretty nice to see it. Also, another not big, my big downfall to why FNAF 2, in my opinion, it's like a 7.5 out of 10. It's not perfect, but it wasn't bad either. I think the actors did a good job with the not just the animatronics, but also the human characters. However, the thing I didn't like about Mike, you know, Josh Hutcherson's acting, is how Vanessa tries to help them, and towards the end of the movie, Mike says to stay away from us. I can't trust you. I was like, bro, Vanessa literally tried to save your life, and this is how you repay her. Like the least you could do is try to help her. Like she been through so much, not just the missing kids, but even her, because pretty sure she went through so much childhood trauma. Yeah, like way too much childhood trauma, especially considering the fact that she did witness the missing children. She even saw her best friend Charlie die in the pizzeria 20 years ago, as seen in the movie. And yeah, that was pretty like pretty dark if you ask me. And how Charlie died in front of everybody and the puppet is shown like carrying her. It was pretty dark. I got goosebumps when I saw that scene. I got goosebumps when the puppet was carrying Charlie's lifeless body in front of everybody on stage from the trap door. Yeah, I did enjoy the movie, just like the first one. I thought they were both really good. I just hope Five Nights at Freddy's 3 listens to. I just hope Emma, Tammy, and Scott listens to criticism to the second movie and tries to make the final chapter of the trilogy, aka FNAF 3, better than the previous two predecessors. Because I want my boy Springtrap to do some action, you know? Not just like do only 3 kills and just, you know, final battle. Oh no, he dies in the fire. I'm pretty sure in the next movie, the ending credits is gonna have Die in the Fire from Living Tombstone. Because when the credits roll, it's been so long plays. Yeah, I knew they were coming back. Yeah, long live Living Tombstone, everyone. Yeah. So yeah, FNAF had a good year this year, just like 2023. However, in 2023 we got 2 games plus the movie, but this year we only got 1 game, 3 collaborations. Actually 4, because I left out Halloween Horror Nights for Universal Studios. I left out Halloween Horror Nights for both Orlando and Los Angeles for Hollywood. But if I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I wasn't able to go. Unfortunately, like I had work in my final month. I needed to gather up my stuff and leave. So yeah, I wasn't able to go. I mean, I did have money saved up, but I wasn't able to go because I had no one to take me. I can't drive. I know I'm a freaking loser for not knowing how to drive. I mean, I want to learn how to drive, but there just hasn't been time recently as well. So yeah. Also, 2025 was actually a really good year for my channel. Well, if I'm being honest, an 8 out of 10 because I never should have deleted my old content videos because people keep asking me about them, which, yeah, I'm really sorry, everyone. I was managed to recover some of them, but the majority of them are gone, unexistent anymore. But to make it up to y'all, eventually when I get a new, once I get a PC, I find new employment, I promise I'll start like remastering my old content that are no longer available anymore. Because I feel like y'all deserve it. I never should have deleted them just because of a remark in stupid Puggles Pizzeria's live stream. Discord server, which I got banned. For no reason, and Puggles blocked me for no reason. He called me weird, and that was not cool. That was not cool. Like, I looked up to the guy despite his ups and downs and his past mistakes, and now I see that people were actually right about him. He blocks you for no reason, or he just comes up with excuses to try to block you for stuff you didn't even do, which is messed up. I just hope he learns his lesson eventually. Otherwise, he's gonna get deplatformed if he does something stupid in the future. Yeah, I was a fan of him, but not anymore. Ever since I heard like the controversies, I still watch his videos sometimes, not all the time, because yeah, I don't know, like it's all over the place. He's like Mr. Beast to the FNAF community, and it's just not cool anymore. I feel like eventually he's gonna have to like think of something else because like his content is gonna get old and tiring, especially the way he does unboxings and stuff. So yeah. 2025 was a pretty good year. Now let me get you guys some of the worst things that happened last year, 2025. Yeah. So I've been struggling to find new employment, which is my biggest concern of how 2025 ended. And I've been trying to find employment. I've been trying my best, putting in like my references, my information for any company that wants to hire me, trying to reapply to the city to work for the city because I heard there's like big opportunities. I haven't heard back. My phone went out of service, so I have to rely on email and my house phone. Since I don't like receive calls anymore because I had to disconnect the my wireless service because I'm not working and there's no point of keeping data or my call service if I don't have a job to pay for it. So I had to like cut the service temporarily until I find new employment so I can start paying for it again. So yeah, that was actually one of the worst things that happened to me this year. Another bad thing that happened to me this year is that I was trolled on Discord. Yeah, like they were asking me some weird questions, and yeah, they started to like troll me, like make my life hell, and then eventually I blocked them. They started like sending me like threats and all that, so I just like, you know what? That's enough. Like I can't believe I trust these people. So yeah, that's another thing that bad that happened in 2025 for me. Yeah. Another bad thing that happened in 2025 was SMG4 retiring. I mean, just like Mario said in his last video, not every good thing comes to an end. Every good thing comes to an end. And I feel like SMG4 only retired from his primary channel, SMG4. I think Luke is just gonna focus more on on the Glitch channel, you know, to continue the Digital Circus series, the Gaslight series, and, you know, stuff like that. So he's still gonna be around. He's just not gonna post or make videos of Mario going on crazy adventures anymore. Man, 14 and a half years of SMG4. I'm gonna miss him. We all will miss SMG4 so much, man. So, what was your guys' best thing about 2025 or worst thing about 2025? Y'all let me know in the chat, all right? Like, what was your favorite thing about 2025 or the worst thing about 2025? All right, what was your guys' best thing about 2025 or the worst thing about 2025? Let me know in the chat, all right? Hmm? Only one person in my stream. Where the other ones go? Well, y'all can ask me anything you guys want, or just put in what you thought 2025 had some good and some bad stuff into it, and I'll talk to you guys about it. Well, I mean, that's all I had to say about 2025, and I can't wait for the new year to see what good it hopefully brings up to my channel and for the whole world. Hopefully. While I wait for any comments on the chat, I'm just gonna play Dead by Daylight in the meantime. Hold on, chat. Uh, Sorry, chat. I know I was lagging a little bit. Sorry, I had a message. And I had to cut out the stream a little bit. Sorry, I was lagging. Sorry. So I'm not gonna get a question or a comment. Is anyone there? All right, chat, if nobody wants to talk or anything, I'm just gonna end the stream, all right? It was nice chatting with only a few of you that was able to make it. And it's better than nothing, I guess. Anyway, I'll see you guys soon. All right. All right, this is me signing off. Bye-bye. And let 2026 roll in a positive way, hopefully. Bye.